What is going on, guys? It's your boy Trolltek here for another video. So today we are getting into some more of the Untamed episode 32, which I believe is like the final episode of the flashback, because I believe next episode, like based on what people are saying, like halfway through or near the end, the flashback ends fully. So yeah, we're kind of like we're entering the actual uncharted territory soon, so this is going to be exciting. So I think we are going to see a lot of crazy shit about to happen, because Zichuan's dead, obviously. Yanli needs to die before this flashback ends, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see her die in this episode. Yeah, like I think a lot of chaos is about to happen in this episode, because I guess we're finally getting into the final battle as well, most likely, where we see Wuxian fall off the cliff and stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. So honestly, I'm not going to talk too much. Let's just jump straight into the episode without further ado. Here we go. Oh shit, he rocked up. This doesn't seem to be the smartest thing, Wuxian. But I guess he wants to talk to his sister about it. Oh yeah, and the Wen clan came for punishment. True. I forgot all about that. I feel like Guan Yao is gonna manipulate her death. Like, I think he's gonna lead to her death, and the reason I say that is because, think about it. If we're right about Guan Yao and he's behind Zichuan's death, or like at least he was part of the manipulations required for him to die. If that theory is right, and he's trying to get rid of everyone to get power of the clan, it would make sense that you kill everyone that could potentially prevent you from controlling the heir, right? Because, and even if Guan Yao takes over, I think it's more than him taking over as clan leader. I think he's probably Jinlin, I think his name was, the little kid. He's probably his like regent or something. I think that's probably what's happening in the future. So if you want to take control of the clan, you're going to get rid of any other influence that could potentially prevent you from controlling the heir, right? So I think if I'm Guan Yao, not only would I get rid of the legitimate son, Zichuan, the cousin, the old man, I would also get rid of, you know, anyone that could stop me from manipulating the next heir, which would be his mother, right? So I'm thinking Guan Yao probably is going to lead to Yanli's death somehow. I think this is a perfect representation of like when the men in these families play their games of power to soothe their own egos and, you know, desires for worldly possession. The only ones who truly are a victim of those ambitions is the women and the children, right? Those are the people that really suffer because of the decisions that they make, right? And it's I think this is a big criticism of like these patriarchal systems that, you know, the patriarch guides everything that happens. All right, because of the foolish decisions of the men in this political sphere, a child is orphaned, you know, a mother's lost her son. A wife has lost her husband that she got married to like 5 seconds ago. So I think it's a big criticism of that idea. Bro, someone keep an eye out of the madam. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, did she recognize it? Bro, why are you running out in front of everyone? I mean, valid reaction, because if I'm her, I'm like, did he come to kill the rest of us? Like, bro, get out of there with shit. Like, there. Man, Yan Li, man, I feel so sorry for her. Because it's like, on one side, her brother that she basically raised, right? On the other side, her husband that was murdered and her son that was orphaned. Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, who do you try to, where do you stand in that situation? Oh shit. Bro, this is what Wang Ji has been telling you for the last 15 episodes. This is what Wang Ji has been telling you. What happens if you lose control? You know what's really realistic about this whole plotline with Wuxian is, yes, don't get me wrong, the clans and the main clans, the gossip and all that is a reason why all of this is happening. But also, it's not that Wuxian's completely free of blame either. His arrogance, right, in his own abilities and who he is has led to these things happening as well. It's like, you can't fully just blame external forces to Wuxian's woes, because a lot of it is his fault as well, which is what makes him such an interesting character. Like, he's not just this perfect little angel that can do no wrong. Oh, is that actually her? Oh, it is, yeah. No, it's not. Is it? Bro, even I'm going crazy. I think it's a spirit. It's an evil spirit. Bro, don't grab its hand. Oh, they're dead. I mean, we kind of knew it was going to happen, you know? Because like we know the Wen clan is wiped out in the current timeline, so I kind of was not that surprised by their deaths. But where is Yuan? That's my question. Where is the kid? Oh, so they did. So did they like bury him under the earth, like because they couldn't really kill him, so they just kind of sealed him away type shit? And I think Wuxian's gonna free him. Oh, okay, no, their bodies were burnt. Bro, the devil's standing behind you guys. Oh, yeah, go say it to my face now, boys. And you got Wang Ji's not here to stop him this time. It's so interesting that like everyone talks so much shit about him, but no one knows Wuxian's face, which is kind of doesn't make sense if you think about it, because like Wuxian is like, I get it if they're just normal soldiers and whatever and like civilians, but like the idea of them not knowing Wuxian's face when he's been in the like main clans and politics for his entire life, like he's a familiar face. Like surely you know Wuxian. Like if you are nobility or you're part of, you know, the upper echelon of society, like you know Wu Xian's face. It's kind of, I don't know. It's interesting. I guess it goes to show that like people don't really pay attention to servants, as it were.
不过有件事情你们说的对，冤有头债有主。
Oh shit! He's gonna target the Jin clan leader. Wait, is Wu Xian gonna kill the Jin clan leader? Like he deserves it, but like. Nightless City. Oh yeah, this is where the battle happens. Zichen, are you gonna finally fucking open your eyes to this scumbag in front of you, or not? Like, how is he a clan? He's the most naive motherfucker in the history of naive motherfuckers. How is he a clan leader? I don't understand. I feel like he is suspicious though, that look on his face. So the 4 clan heads. Wait, why is that why is that fucker that got his clan wiped out there, bro? You've got no one in your clan. Who are you the clan leader of? Your clan is dead. Like, get out of here already. He's a parasite.
这杯酒，祭死去的世家英烈们。
Oh, it's like a funeral ceremony.
英魂长存，愿安息。
Not a funeral ceremony, but like a remembrance ceremony because now the war is technically over.
长存，愿安息。温情温宁，温氏余孽匪首。
That they're ashes? Wait, so how the fuck is Wenning alive in the future then? Well, not alive, but you know what I mean. Though it could be a lie. They could be saying, oh yeah, we got rid of Wenning, where in reality they just kind of like sealed him away. Oh, yeah. Well, it's good to see Zicheng's like, fucking, what is happening?
他去哪儿了？他进了不夜天，应该去誓师大会了。
Yep. He's about to jump these guys right now.
为的是温氏余孽中的2名为首者。
I don't believe that, man.
就是其他的走狗，还有夷陵老祖魏婴。
Oh, there he is. Bruh. Bro's leaning into evil Wu Xian right now. That laugh is that's just like some fucking light Yagami type laughter.
魏婴，好大的胆子，竟敢出现在此！
我为什么不能？
I just realized he's calling him Wei Ying. That's interesting, cause like that's a name only people close to him would call him, like, right? That's interesting. Is it like a insult? He's like, I don't even need to call you by anything else. You know, like, is that what's going on? It's just interesting to me.
你们可别忘了，
韦无羡，即便是金子勋设计劫杀你在先，你也断不该下这么大狠手，杀伤那么多人呐！
So he's like, okay, you guys are allowed to attack me, and that's fine. But when I murder you cunts for doing it, I'm the bad guy suddenly. Is that what's going on?
丢失也是无辜的，你们为何要连累他们？
Bro, I'm sick of that guy. He's so unimportant.
你什么大恩大德？你这样向着继续砸嘴。
韦无羡，
Because they were innocent.
你是不是
I know that's a hard idea to come to you guys about, like protecting innocent people, but you know, some people do that.
英雄？你就是义举。
休要混淆是非，胡搅蛮缠。你的嫌疑最大。你以为我们不知道？你和金子勋1年多以前就
Bro, he didn't even know the guy's name, please. Fucking Guanya, you scumbag.
呀，你说的没错。
那30多条人命，还要言辞侮辱、恶语相向，莫非你就没有半点同情之心和怜悯之情吗？
Bro, that's all he has. That's what's led him to this moment.
我敬佩过你，还说过你好歹是开宗立派的一代人物，现在看来真是急于作呕。从此刻开始，我与你势不两立。
He's like, bro, I don't even know you. Who are you, cuz?
射中了，射得好！
Oh shit, I missed that fully. Wait, what? Did he fucking... Bro's like, light work, no reaction. Done. I mean, like, you started it, bro.
魏婴，你好狠毒！
Bro, he threw it at me first.
他敢偷袭我这一箭，就应该料到，万一这一箭没射中的下场是什么？
I mean, like, I've just repaid what he gave me.
总不至于指望着我宽宏大量，不和他计较吧？
Yeah. Like, you're calling me the literal Dark Lord. What? And you get mad when I act like what you call me? Like, what do you want me to do, brother?
布阵，今天不能让他活着离开这里。
Ah, Guan Yao, your plan has worked. I like how you can see how conflicted Jiang Cheng is. Because I feel like Jiang Cheng is the only one who can see the sorrow in Wu Wuxian. Everyone just sees him crashing out. But I think those looks show that Jiang Cheng sees what's actually happening with Wu Wuxian. Yeah. Bro is literally one-manning the main clans right now.
东主，他们不攻击我们。
Oh, okay.
大师兄还是记得我们。
Oh, he's okay, winning over some of the Jiang clan members. So I guess he's retained control over his spirits. How do you even win this fight? They're just fighting smoke, if you think about it. Oh, here we go. Are we gonna get a Wang Ji Wuxian 1v1? Oh, this reminds me of when they fought on the... at Cloud Recesses. They didn't really fight, they had a little sparring session.
你来了。
What's with that constipation face, Wang Ji?
停下来吧。
More than a fight, it's Wang Ji trying to stop him from losing control again.
魏婴，快停下！
蓝湛，你觉得我现在还有其他路可以？
Yeah, like what else do you expect him to do in this situation?
你信我，事情没有那么简单。
Well, give me an explanation. Oh shit. Fix this.
师姐，
Oh, she's gonna die on this battlefield, isn't she? And then that's gonna be why Jiang Cheng starts hating Wuxian fully. Cause like they have problems in their brotherhood right now, but like they don't hate each other. So something needs to happen for them for that to form into true hatred, and I think it's gonna be Yanli dying on this battlefield.
师姐，
阿谢，你在哪儿？阿谢！
What if one of the spirits attacks her? Oh. Okay. Why would you come to this battlefield though? I guess you wanted to stop them from fighting, but...
阿成，
阿姐，
I guess she's lost her husband. She doesn't want to lose her brothers as well. There's no other choice.
魏婴，吹笛。
Wait, Wang Ji attacking the other main clans? Are people going to be like, wait, is Wang Ji turning traitor? I guess people can't see because of the chaos of the battlefield. Oh, here we go. That's Guan Yao. Right? So he's also learned wicked tricks. I knew it. I knew it was Guan Yao, the fucking scumbag. And I guess no one can see that Wuxian's not playing his flute anymore. Because of the chaos of the battlefield.
阿谢，阿谢，阿谢！
I actually noticed something. This is the first time I'm noticing. Jiang Cheng has never called him Wei Ying. He only calls him Wei Wuxian, which is fascinating. That's got to be on purpose. I didn't realize it until just now, to be honest. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
阿谢，
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Use the cultivators.
快闪开！
Oh. I knew it was coming, but like.
魏婴，停止驱动傀儡，停射！
It's like they're not mine, bro. I don't know how to explain this to you guys. Even Wang Ji doesn't realize.
住吗？你不是说没问题吗？
I
我没有，
yeah.
我不知道，我没有让他们杀你，为什么我控制不住？
I think okay, so even Wu Xian's like, what the fuck is going on? He doesn't even know that there's a third party. He's like, am I losing control? Is that what's happening? But obviously that's not what's happening. Well, he's also losing control in some sense, but like largely it's that fucking dimpled piece of shit.
我控制不住啊！
世界想和你说。
Oh. She could have lived. And whatever she was going to say probably would have helped Wu Xian in some way, but obviously the writer wants Wu Xian to go through it, bro.
我是要上位无限，我是要给我哥报仇，是他自己扑上来的。姐。
And watch people say, oh, Wu Xian moved out of the way to protect himself. And I bet you Guanya was the one who told her Wu Xian was at this battlefield so he could get her here. Fucking choked him to death. That's crazy. I mean, like, yeah, that's, that was an insane episode. I'm not surprised like I was with Zixuan, like, cause like I knew Zixuan's death was coming, obviously, but like, I didn't think it was, the way Zixuan's death happened, I didn't think it was going to be like that. It was going to happen like that. I don't know what I thought. I just didn't expect him to die like that. So it was so surprising his death. With her death, I was like, look, they've got to wrap it up, you know, and she's got to die somehow. You know, she came to the battlefield, like she's going to die. I wasn't that surprised by her death, but like still the way it happened was kind of just making Wu Xian seem worse and worse. Like think about it. He comes, makes people puppets, the puppets stab Yan Li, then someone stabs Yan Li by accident because Wu Xian moved out of the way, even though she pushes him out of the way, right? And to make matters worse, whatever she was going to tell Wu Xian was going to heal Wu Xian in some way, I reckon, and was maybe going to lead to the two, like Jiang Cheng and Wu Xian maybe not being enemies, but whatever it was that she said was interrupted before she could say it. But yeah, I do like with Yan Li, the slight acknowledgement that she says, I should have took the time to talk to you, which I was talking about in the last, like, I don't know when that was, like 5-6 episodes ago, where I was talking about how Yan Li and like Jiang Cheng and Wu Xian's refusal to communicate with one another is what causes a lot of the issues, right? And I like that she actually acknowledged that. But yeah, that was my reaction to episode 32. Now let's get into the discussion. Okay, so let's get into the discussion. I've got some notes as always. So we'll go from the beginning of the episode to like later events, I guess, or just kind of certain ideas that I had. So this whole episode is essentially Wu Xian's breaking point. Like that's clear to all of us. It's all the accumulation of all this fucking death and hypocrisy and ruin that he's been going through for the last 30 something episodes, right? It's all kind of accumulated into this moment where he's like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm done with this playing their game. If they want me to be this demon, that's the path that I'll take. I think he's just kind of reached that point of like, I'll give them the monster that they require for me to be, right? I think that's just kind of where we reached, and everything that kind of happens in this episode in kind of accordance to that, that's where it bounces from. It's Wu Xian's breaking point. Like, he's done with the games and, you know, allowing everyone an opinion, and he's done with trying to fit the meta, as it were, of this world that just is wrong. And I think that's the most important part in this episode. Now, let's talk a bit about the clan leaders. Probably there's a lot of interesting things being done with like the main clans and like even the minor clan leaders, where their hypocrisy is just thrown into their face in this episode, where Wu Xian basically says, so you guys can attack me, no worries, no problem, right? But when I respond, I'm the bad guy. I'm not allowed to respond when I'm being abused, right? I'm not allowed to react when you guys are constantly besmirching my name, attacking me, trying to kill me, my allies. But when I respond, I'm the bad guy, right? That's kind of what a lot of these episodes about, and it's finally just like slapped in their face, which makes them even angrier because Wu Xian shows them the truth of their character, right? And the thing is, Guan Yao sees this, like he knows this sentiment, like Wu Xian can't respond. We can do whatever we want to Wu Xian, and Wu Xian can't respond, and if he does, he's the bad guy. And Guan Yao uses that to continuously make Wu Xian even like to ignite the rumors even more, right? Honestly, I think if Guan Yao wasn't a part of the system, as it were, and if he wasn't part of the show, a lot of what Wu Xian happens to Wu Xian and the bad reputation he gets, and you know the problems with Wu Xian, honestly, I don't think would happen. Like, I genuinely think Guan Yao is the epicenter of Wu Xian's fall, as it were. Like the Jin clan leader as well, but more Guan Yao than the old his old man, right? Speaking of clan leaders, what's really stood out to me to show the facade of what this system of clans and stuff is, and just how bullshit it is the idea that these clan leaders, they criticize and disparage Wu Xian for quote unquote wicked tricks, as it were, right? You know, and his desire, so-called desire for power, and he's willing to do anything for it. However, in the same breath, they also lust after his tiger amulet, right? So this shows that this so-called justice that they are always arguing for, and the goodness of the clans and stuff, it's just a facade for greed, right? The wicked tricks and why they criticize it so much is because they want ownership of it. They want to own those wicked tricks that Wu Xian has control of, and so the only way that they can put their paws on it is, okay, we need to criticize and disparage him as the greatest evil so that we can go in ownership of what he has created, right? But yeah, there's a lot of that going on, which I'm gonna kind of talk a bit more about. But before we talk about that, let's talk a bit about Wang Ji in this episode. So Wang Ji's refusal to kind of take a stance on either side, it's damaging, I think, for Wu Xian, and which is why I think Wu Xian like felt so alone, right? Like, as supportive as Wang Ji is, I do think his refusal to really, I've talked about this, to really stand with Wu Xian, it's like, either stand with me or just don't at all. That's kind of where I feel like Wu Xian is low-key coming from, and where I'm viewing this from that perspective as well, because it's like, you're trying to help me, but you're also like not criticizing the actual villains of the story, and you are just always stuck between this place of like, do I follow the rules or do I fight for true justice? And I understand, like Wang Ji, we do got to remember these guys these are young people, right, in their early 20s at most. So it's like they're learning to have their own agency, right? So I understand, you know, Wang Ji's been raised in a certain kind of box his whole life. So I understand why it's so hard for him to truly take a position against the status quo, as it were, and the clans and stuff. But yeah, I think, which is why I think in the future Wang Ji is so like, he's so much more cold and intense and things, because I think that he has this big sense of guilt of like, I didn't do enough. I think that definitely exists in the future, which is why immediately when he realizes that potentially that Wu Xian is back, he's like, oh, I've got to find him immediately, right? He kind of drops everything. So I think we're going to get more into that once we go back to the current timeline. But yeah, that's definitely something that really stood out to me. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about like the critique this episode has, in my opinion. And I think the big critique that this has obviously is like the whole analysis of the power dynamics of the world. But like more than that, I feel like what's most interesting, which I kind of talked about it before, where is the biggest critique of this is the system at play, right? The clans and so on and so forth, is like they vilify Wu Xian's innovations as demon tricks and, you know, evil and arrogant and corrupt and whatever, while wanting to hoard those innovations for themselves. Like we see that in the future, right? Like when, you know, I can't remember exactly, but there was like this group of people and they were just kind of talking about like tools and stuff. And a lot of the tools that they were utilizing was like, oh, this was created by Wei Wuxian. Wei Wuxian created this. It was like a compass and something else and like just a bunch of shit, right? It's clear in the future a lot of the innovations and, you know, just quality of life things that exist, Wu Xian created, and the clans just kind of took ownership and people just use it. But then Wu Xian's this big evil. Why are you using these things that he created if he's so bad, right? But yeah, I think it's a critique of just how the people in power will utilize things they didn't create and take ownership of, right? And then they will demonize the people that actually created that. You know what? It kind of reminds me of like, Steve Jobs or like Elon Musk, where they've got these big reputations as like, oh, they used space travel and this, but in reality, it was just smarter, more intelligent people created them, and then those two like scumbags like that just take control of it. It's like, oh yeah, I did all this, where in reality they're just dumb cunts. You know, like that's kind of the same vibe. These guys are basically like the Elon Musks and Steve Jobs of the world. Let's move on from that. A big, I think, societal question shows up in this episode, or just in this show in general, but in this episode really kind of, I think they're locked into it, is the question, is Wu Xian's fall from grace, as it were, is it a question of his personal defiance, or is it a question of the failure of the system, right? And the failure of the system, obviously, is the idea of society bowing their heads to the corruption of people like Guan Yao and the Jin clan leader and stuff like that, who work within the system to make it work for them, even if their desires are nefarious, right? But because the system is so flawed, people that are genuinely trying to help, right, like Wu Xian or Wang Ji or even, you know, some of the clan leaders can't really do anything because they refuse to work within that failure of a system that rewards corruption and evil, right? So I think there's a big question of, is his fall from grace his fault? Which we could argue there is some things that, yes, he is to blame for, Wu Xian, because of his arrogance, or is it because of failure of the system? I think that's a big question that arises in this episode, but you know, in this show in general. But in this episode, I think they really kind of like hit you with the hammer over your head kind of vibe. Other than that, like the big plot point obviously is Yanli's death and, you know, the hatred really forming from Jiang Cheng's side of things. And I think obviously next episode we're going to get the famous cliff scene that we've been waiting for 30 something episodes. So yeah, I think next episode, about maybe end of it, I reckon end episode 33, the flashback will end, and then from episode 34, then the story will continue from there. I'm thinking episode 33, I think we'll be dealing with all the conflicts, and then like near the end of the episode will be the cliff scene, and then I think the episode will end with us in like the current timeline. I think that's how the next episode is going to end. And then from episode 34, the journey continues. So episode 34, and there's 50 episodes total. So that means we have what? How long? How many? That's what? That is another. So 10, 44. So really we only have like 15, 16 episodes of the modern timeline, which is kind of, why did we get 35 episodes or whatever it is of fucking the flashback, and we've got only like 15 episodes of the of like the modern timeline. Okay, so that's interesting. I do wonder if the drama is only up to a certain point, because it seems like if it's only 15 episodes, it doesn't seem like they adapted all the novels, because I believe there's like 6 or something volumes of the novel. Let me just check. So Demonic Cultivation novel volume. I'm just curious how many volumes there are, because I was like, if it's 50 episodes, there's no way they fucking adapted the entire thing, right? Okay, there's 5 volumes. I am curious, is there like in the novels, is there do we get this flashback? Is there a flashback? Or is, like, that's what I'm curious about. Okay, so it does. But I think it's like, I think it's just like the flashbacks happen. It's not like the way it is in the show. I think the way it was saying, it was like the flashbacks, like the main plot happens and then the flashbacks are happening at the same time. So it's like interchangeable. Okay. So yeah, I feel like the entire show probably wasn't adapted. Like all the novels weren't adapted, because the show is only 50 episodes, and I do not see how much you could possibly have happen in 15 episodes. It's 15 episodes, right? So it's 34, 10 episodes from that, 44. Then you got another 6 episodes. Yeah, it's like 15, a bit more than 15 episodes. Like, I just don't think the entire thing's being adapted. It can't be, right? But anyway, doesn't matter. We'll see, because we still got a while before we get to that point. Anyway, so let's get into episode 33 of The Untamed.
当初就是因为你，累死江凤鸣夫妇，现在你又连累死你师姐。
So now I'm at fault for killing clan leader and Madame Yu as well? Like, brother, that was the Wen clan. Just fucking rewriting history, these cunts. Bruh, Wushin, I don't care what you need to do, but I need you to kill that guy before you fall off that cliff. I don't need to see him in the future. Kill him here in this episode, please. Oh, here we go. Dark Lord is awakening. Oh, which is Z-Chen's like, what are you doing, Wang Ji? Because like now, if you think about it, there's nothing that holds Wu Xian's brutality in check. Because like, okay, I love Wu Xian, and I think he has the kind of soul of like a hero. However, he's a brutal guy. Like wherever way you want to spin it, however you want to talk about Wu Xian, he's not like a sunshines and rainbows. He can be, but he is a ruthless, brutal dude when he wants to be. And the only things that were really holding him back, I feel like, were the women in his life, right? Like Yan Li, Wen Qing, right? Those two specifically, I feel like they created some type of mercy and like humanity in Wu Xian. Wang Ji to a lesser extent as well. But now that they're gone, right? Because of the main clans, like however way you want to spin it, Yan Li and Wen Qing died. Obviously, Wen Qing got executed by them, but they died because of the main clans. However way you want to spin it, like it happened as like Wu Xian has some blame with Yan Li's death as well, but largely it was the main clans, and so he doesn't have them to be his moral center anymore. So I think, yeah, it's Wu Xian. There's nothing holding him back anymore. There's no more chains holding him. Bro's about to start doing a guitar solo. Oh, okay. I guess his body couldn't handle all those spirits. Hey, yo, attacking Wang Ji is crazy work. Shit. What I'm thinking of, like, if one of these guys succeed in killing Wang Ji, how are you going to explain this away? Because then you've made an enemy of one of the major clans. Like, I guess they could explain it away. It was like, oh, the puppets went crazy and they attacked Wang Ji. It's Wu Xian's fault. That's probably what they'll say, realistically. Yeah, that's what they're concerned about, of course. And Wu Xian's like, oh, that's what this is all about. Come on, Wu Xian, kill that fucking scumbag. Like, you've already gone off the deep end. Might as well go all the way. Come on, kill him, Wu Xian. Yeah, I think that's gonna make him really crash out. This scene shows the truth of what the cultivation world is, right? They've been talking about justice. We got to kill Wu Xian for justice, but as soon as he just throws the amulet, they're just like, oh, don't worry about Wu Xian. Let's go to the amulet now. That's all that they care about. He explodes their mask of the cultivation world. To be fair, that was pretty obvious from like jump, but like really in this scene. And it's broken. I was thinking, like, even if they got his amulet, can they even use it? Like, I'm thinking of it from the perspective of like, is it bonded to Wu Xian's soul or something? You know, you have items like that where only the creator can use it. Like the One Ring, for example. It might be utilized by other people, but its goal is to return to its creator's hand, right? Is like kind of similar. That kind of vibe is where it can only bond with the creator. Wu Xian knew that was gonna happen. I mean, valid. I'd be cracking up as well, but he's also breaking apart. You know, I like going into this episode, I think it's almost like a mercy that Jiang Chen killed him or he died by falling off the cliff. We still don't know exactly what happened there. We just saw him falling off in the first episode. But I think it was a mercy to him because I think if, this is my theory, if Wu Xian survived that 16 years, that time skip, I generally think he would have fully went to the dark side, right? I think that 16-year break, as it were, allowed him to kind of recoup and kind of be like, okay, let me think of what's going on. I think that it created that time frame, but I think if he lived after this fight, he just would have murked everyone. He would have killed he would have destroyed the main clans for sure. Like, I think it was almost a mercy for Wu Xian. Otherwise, he would have become like a full-on villain. Oh, we're getting to the scene. Oh, I think he was planning to jump off because he went there by himself. So Wu Xian committed suicide. That's what it seems. I like how you can see it's paper mache. Sorry. Okay, yeah, this happened. I remember this. Oh, maybe Jiang Chen comes after. He grabs him. Oh, and he grabbed him with his stabbed arm, which is why he couldn't hold on. Here he is. Here he is. I guess he's glad to see Jiang Chen because he's like, you're going to kill me. You're not going to save me. He doesn't want to be saved at this point. Because like if he wanted to kill Wu Xian, he would have just stabbed him in the heart, right? Like, was that Jiang Chen trying to give him a chance to survive? Obviously, we know he died because he had to reincarnate into Mo Shuangyu's body, but interesting. That's interesting. Okay, we are officially in the modern day. Let's go. Oh, this is straight after they run into each other before the flashback starts. Oh yeah, he's still got the scars on his body, right? For all the enemies Mo Shuangyu wants him to kill, and he doesn't know who that is yet. Like obviously it was the adopted family, the like uncle and shit, but there's more clearly. I'm thinking we know Mo Shuangyu is the bastard son of the Jin clan leader, right? What if he wants him to wipe out the entire Jin clan? Which would include his nephew. I feel like Jiang Chen refusing to believe it is one side of like, I'm obsessed, but also I think it's like a secret hope that he won't even admit to himself that he wants his brother to be alive. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. So, one thing I'm curious about, like 16 years have passed, right? And Wu Xian has just taken over the body. However way you spin it, he's taken over the body of this guy in his early 20s, I guess. Probably. This young guy, right? Martin Ju, 16 years has passed, so Wang Ji's like in his what, in his late 30s at this point. So if you think about it, it's now like they used to be the same age, but now there's like probably like 20-year age difference between the two of them. Because if we theorize that Wang Ji's like what, 22 before the flashback, 16 years later, okay, so like mid 30s. Bro's not aged a day.
像一场梦一样。
So he looks a bit more relaxed than we saw him 16 years ago. We've never seen him have his like, I don't know what you would call those, like the sideburn things fall over his face like that.
为何是3年后？
Yeah, what happened 3 years later?
这16年来，如果我说
He was dead, man. Like,
你信吗？我信你。
honestly, I feel like this censorship like stuff has like made this story more convoluted than it needs to be. Like, just to hide like what, you know, the censors don't let them show. It's just made it so confusing where I'm just in my brain, I'm just like, look, he was dead. He took over Mo Shuangyu's body. That's what I'm going with, and I don't care what the censors tell me. Nothing else makes sense, you know? Are you gonna answer Wang Ji or? I guess the fact that he's not answering is an answer in itself. I'm so curious to see like what the other clans are doing now 16 years later. Like what's the Ni clan doing? What's going on with the Jin clan? Silence room. Wait, so are they at the cloud recesses? It doesn't look like it. But it's also like surrounded by mountains, so it could be. Like, I'm curious, like, is Unk still alive? What's Big Bro doing? Like, because based on what we've seen so far, it almost seems like Wang Ji is the clan leader. But they don't call him clan leader, so I don't think he is. Who the fuck's that? Ah, he's seeing himself. Man, this scene doesn't feel that long ago. That's crazy.
那么欠揍，蓝忘机听说你走了，肯定开心的不得了啊！胡说。
I wish they showed like the age of like characters in the future. Like I wish they showed them aging slightly. You know what I mean? I think it would be more like impactful that Wushin comes back looking the same. You know, like I don't know. Maybe you could give Wang Ji like give him a few gray hairs or something like that. Like I don't know, something. I feel like it would be way more impactful than he looks exactly the same. I know he's only in his 30s, but like still.
每个人都很喜欢我。师姐，你看他打我！哎，停！云深不知处，禁止喧哗。你看他！
I forgot how happy Wushin used to be, bro. Because guy's been depressed for like 20 episodes. Since like episode 13, I would say he's been like just going through it constantly. Like even when he's been happy, it's kind of just been like a mask. Kind of being like forced happiness. Okay, so this is the Cloud Recesses, because that's the library that Wang Ji snuck in. Oh yeah, that's when that's when he drew like the two guys kissing. Oh shit. What's with all those scars? What's Wang Ji been through in the last 16 years? Is that something to do with what happened 3 years ago when you went to search for Wu Xian's body? Whips? Or maybe he got punished by his uncle? Because he fought for Wu Xian at the final battle?
世家子弟的楷模，究竟做了什么样的事情，要受到这么重的处罚？
So I think in the last 16 years, Wang Ji has just been like top tier rule breaker. That's what it seems like.
南战，你回话。
公君，
何事？
是明示，先生招临，却控制不住了。
Oh, so Uncle is still alive. Underworld chamber? That doesn't sound like a nice place to be.
思睿，没事吧？
出什么事了？韩光君，蓝先生本想问灵。
Oh, that's the kid from before that helped Wu Xian in episode 1 or 2.
问什么灵？莫家庄的剑灵。
Oh. Yeah, that's the ghost that they were hunting.
韩光君
That kid was trying to, that took over the
这里是一
the family.
藏身建筑。
Oh yeah, Mr. Talisman himself. He's like, they're like, this is grown folk business, get out.
叔父，
Bro, even this guy hasn't aged a day. Like, surely he's like in his 60s or 70s at this point. I guess they are cultivators, and we learned that cultivators can live like centuries, so I guess it makes sense that they don't age. They're like not like normal people. Oh, he's got a new flute. It's not the dark evil flute from before.
蓝老先生在此，我可不能露了马脚。
Oh yeah, because people can't recognize him. Because he's not in his body. Oh shit, is he gonna recognize him? To be fair, it's been 16 years, so he might not be as familiar with what Wu Xian looked like.
别吹了，
果然有一，
Oh, interesting.
可是怎么会呢？
So does that mean the amulet's still around? Well, I guess Wu Xian died, and the amulet was like jumping in between people, and as they were killing each other. So I wonder who has control of the amulet right now. I'm thinking of someone, but I'm thinking Mr. Guan Yao might have control of the amulet. If that's still his name in the future. He might have changed it again. You know who Wu Xian reminds me of the mask? It's I don't know if anyone's read the webtoon Return of the Mad Demon or Crazy Demon or something. The main character in that, he reminds me, his aesthetic reminds me of him with the mask on. Obviously, personality is completely different because that guy in that webtoon is a psycho, just chopping off arms all the time.
丹药和时针都无效。
Nah, there's no way. There's no way. No. I just had a theory about that guy, that kid, but surely not. Surely not. Wait. Just let the scene go on.
不同品级的招阴旗有不同的画法和威力。当初我们在墨家章画的那几面。
Oh yeah, Wu Xian created those, right? They said that in episode 1.
可这故意在那个时间投放到那个地点的。
课业挺扎实啊，分析的不错。
This kid's Yuan, right? This kid's definitely Yuan, right? Like the age is right. The way Wang Ji like separated him from the rest of the disciples and was like, go get a good rest. And then Wu Xian's acting as like a teacher almost. Like this is Yuan, right? Like who else is it going to be? Like
墨家章的事情，我们怕是也有责任。
And like as for the different name, it would make sense because he's from the Wen clan. So like to keep him safe, maybe Wang Ji changed his name and took him under the clan.
让他们也昏迷不醒。
Because we know Yuan wasn't with the rest of the prisoners.
朋友罢了。
I think he suspects that could be Wu Xian. But yeah, if that's not Yuan, I'm an idiot. But I'm like 99% sure that's Yuan.
除非他们用阴体再复原出一块。
Oh, I was going to say, we haven't seen Xu Yang in thing. I thought they just wrote him off.
四方阵指能一模一样的。蓝湛，你有没有想
What if Xu Yang and Guan
和我同时出现在墨家庄？这一切，
Yao are working together?
你与江城倾两派之力，便寻问中的黑衣人。还有，
So he's saying someone might have helped.
总之，不管这个人是谁，
Mo Shuangyu to bring him back. Who could want Wu Xian to come back though? Interesting. Maybe Xu Yang wanted him to come back, cause chaos, but I'm just... Would he be willing to bring Wu Xian, the scary motherfucker, back just to cause chaos? I don't know. I highly doubt Guan Yao's behind it. He would not want Wu Xian to be back.
本溯源，没错，
That's like his nightmare.
是追本溯源。只要找人力管制了，
No, that's definitely Yuan. I don't care what anyone says, man. So I think Wu Xian thinks Yuan got executed with the rest of the clan. I'm pretty sure that's what he thinks. Because otherwise, if he knew that he survived, he would be looking for him like a motherfucker.
驱邪赶遂，包治百病啊！镇恶驱邪。哎，给，哎，5文钱一张，10文钱3张。哎，5文钱一张，10文钱3张。你花这个价，买不了吃亏。
Bro's like, what have you done to me?
一张。
喂，我说， 这魏无羡可是远，
Bro, it's so vain. I love it.
你这话都是什么鬼东西啊？
He's like, how could you ruin my hairline like this?
爸爸，误人子弟。
哎，这，说的跟真的似的，好像你见过魏无羡一样。
我
Oh, bro, why'd you keep the? Who's that? Oh, this brat.
敢在我面前提魏无羡这3个字的人，我不杀。
Ah, because he hates Wu Xian. Fair enough, to be fair. Like, all he knows is his parents were murdered by Wu Xian. Like, obviously that's not true, but like, that's what he knows.
找死！
He's like, why are you like this, nephew?
也不知道怎么回事。
I mean, he was raised by the Jin clan, and
把他舅舅和父亲的坏处学了个透，母亲的好处。
and his uncle, yeah.
我要不敲打他。
Yeah, he's scared of dogs, right? Bro is basically fucking Sauron, fucking Voldemort, and he runs away from a little fucking puppy. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, so that was episode 33, another banger. Let's get into the discussion. Okay, so episode 33 of the Untamed, we got quite a bit to talk about today. So, first thing I want to talk about, I mentioned it in a reaction, but let's kind of talk about what does the kind of restraining figures in Wu Xian's life mean. When I kind of talked about how the fact that when Qing and Yanli died is what removed restraint from Wu Xian in a way, right? And I think it's a big tell of who Wu Xian is as a person. Like, even in his most healthy state of mind, I think, is that Wu Xian's morality is different to other people, right? And he needs to be taught restraint by the people around him. So, which is a good thing, right? Because Wu Xian's not this flawless character. Yeah, he's good in a way where a lot of other characters fail. Like, he can see truths that people can't see. He knows when to fight, when to not. He knows when to be serious, when to joke. Like, he's really smart and intelligent, and he's a genius. But I think a flaw he has is he doesn't know how to restrain himself, right? So he will make a situation more bloody or horrible than it needs to be because he doesn't know how to restrain his anger or his ambitions or whatever it is, right? And the fact that he lost Yanli and Wen Qing is really important because it shows how that impacts his character, right? He no longer has these, outside of Wang Ji, he doesn't have these people to kind of teach him when to hold back, when to attack, like, you know what I mean? So I think that's going to play a big part in the coming episodes, and I do want to see more of Wu Xian dealing with his grief, because I feel like after Yanli dies, we never really see him deal with the consequences of that, because he basically dies straight after. So I'm curious to see if we're going to get that. Let's move on from that. So, big plot point in this episode that we learned that we didn't really know up until this point is Wu Xian committed suicide. You know, because the way they explain it, Jiang Cheng kills him, right? Throws him off the cliff. That's not how it happens at all. Clearly, that's not how it happens at all. Which I guess it adds to that point of how gossip has created this, created the law that is not true in Jiang Cheng's relationship with Wu Xian. Like, everyone's like, oh, he killed Wu Xian, which is clearly not what happened. He hesitated in that moment, right? Because if he really wanted to kill Wu Xian, like I said, he would have stabbed him right in the heart or in the face or something. So he hesitated in that moment, which shows that Jiang Cheng, for all his, oh, I hate Wu Xian, what's actually happening is I do hate him, but there was also there's this sliver of hope of like, I want him to be alive as well. That's why he was so, I think, insistent that Mo Shuangyu was Wu Xian. She was right, obviously, but I think that underlines something more than, oh, I want to find him so I can kill him for good, right? So I'm fascinated to see more of that. But yeah, I think that's a big change in people, the way people will view Jiang Cheng, is the fact that he chose to spare Wu Xian in that scene. Because if Wu Xian didn't let go, right, Jiang Cheng wouldn't have killed Wu Xian. And I think he was almost relieved that Wu Xian let go because Jiang Cheng didn't need to face what it would mean if Wu Xian survived that. Because if Wu Xian got up the cliff, Jiang Cheng wasn't going to kill him. Like there was no way that was going to happen. So he would have had to deal with actually learning how to forgive Wu Xian in some way and not be enemies with him. So him letting go was almost a relief for Jiang Cheng, but because in his head he's like, I can just continue to hate him because he's dead now. So that's, I think, it's a big change on what you expect from Jiang Cheng's perspective, right? So that's going to be interesting. Now, a big little foreshadowing thing was, not foreshadowing, but a little subtle storytelling was, we know in the last 16 years, Wang Ji has not been the rule-following, status quo-loving Wang Ji that we know in the past because of the scars, right? He's constantly been harshly punished, clearly by his uncle, clearly because he's been constantly breaking rules. I doubt he got all those scars just from helping Wu Xian at that, at the final battle. I definitely think it was a matter of Wang Ji just has been breaking rules for the last 16 years, you know, fighting for justice, as it were. So I'm curious to see more of that. Let's talk a bit about Yuan. And obviously in the reaction, I theorize that Siju, is that how you say his name? Is Yuan. I don't really have more to say on this. It's like a lot of hints. There's a focus on the character. He seems to have like almost like a father-son relationship with Wang Ji in a way. You know, Wu Xian giving him advice and kind of like testing him and educating him in a way. Yeah, he's got to be Yuan. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. To be fair, they could just be trying to create another character that plays Yuan's like role in a way, where he's kind of like a student of the two of them. But come on, like there's too much evidence that it's Yuan. Like the fact that he's in the same age, the focus that both Wang Ji and Wu Xian has on him. I don't think Wu Xian knows that it's Yuan, but I think there's like this feeling in his chest where he feels a certain way towards Zizhu. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure it's Yuan. But we'll see. Okay, let's kind of talk about some more philosophical angles in this episode. And we're going to go to the start of the episode now. So I want to talk about the chant to kill Wu Xian. That's a really important scene in my opinion, because I think the criticism from the author's perspective is it's a big criticism of how dangerous mob justice can be. You know, they're not seeking justice for the sake of this is the right thing to do. They're seeking justice because that's what everyone else is saying, and they're shouting, Wu Xian's bad, Wu Xian's evil. So they just keep getting angrier and angrier and angrier. I think it's a big criticism of how dangerous and terrible mob justice can be. You know, just listening to the anger of the mob. Like there's a perfect saying or a quote I remember hearing once, and it's basically the idea of two men, what was it? Yeah, two men in a room discussing an issue can get more done than 100 men, because 100 people are trying to get their voices heard, and it just creates anger and anger and anger and anger in the room. And then before you know, they'll say something, they'll argue for something that they don't even believe in, right? I think that's a perfect example of this. Okay, let's talk a bit about the Wu Xian destroying the tiger seal, or at least pieces of it, is really important in my opinion, because it's symbolic. I think it's symbolic of Wu Xian saying, if power cannot exist without being exploited by people's ambitions and desires, I prefer to destroy it completely than allow it to exist, right? And I think it's a deeper commentary on like Wu Xian is willing to destroy anything that can create conflict and like war amongst humans, as it were, which I think shows a level of like him being a hero, but also shows a level of brutality where I can see Wu Xian willing to do some pretty messed up shit if it means removing a kind of element in the world that causes fighting, right? And I think that should be explored a bit more with Wu Xian's character. I think this episode mainly, it highlights how politics, fear, the clans, you know, rumors, gossip, all of that is kind of connected and they feed one another, right? Rumors feed fear. Fear feeds politics, right? And then politics feeds the clans on maintaining their power. It's all one ecosystem that's specifically being created by the system at play to work in cohesion. It's not like gossip is removed from politics. It's all on a conveyor belt, and they all kind of connect together and they all feed one another. They increases one another's power, right? So that's why gossip is the first step, right? You create gossip, you create rumor, that feeds into the fear of the people that you want to control. That fear feeds the political like landscape, and that political landscape feeds the power that the clans desire, right? And no one understands that more than Guan Yao, which is why he's been able to constantly win when every other Jin clan person has basically died. We still don't know what's happened to the clan leader yet. We don't know if he's alive or not, but yeah. And like kind of adding on to that point, this episode, I think, really highlights how the real evil in this show is not a single character. It's a system that exists, right? Because even when someone makes an evil decision, whether it's Guan Yao or Zishun or fucking whoever else, the clan leader, it doesn't matter who it is, right? That cruel choice, it is evil, you could argue, but it doesn't even matter, because the reason that happens and the reason tragedy continues to happen is because those cruel choices feed that system and keep it in power, right? And keep that system afloat. And this system continuously creates tragedy, whether it's the Wen clan, whether it's like Wu Xian, whether it's whoever it is, right? Whether it's the Jin clan almost getting massacred, like even the Wen clan is not really to blame, right? They are just another cog in the system. And the reason Wu Xian is considered so bad is because he stands opposed to that system. He's not a cog in that system of power and ambition and cruelty and, you know, politics. So I think this episode was a big criticism and like highlight of just how the real villain in this isn't Guan Yao or fucking the Jin clan or anyone else. The real villain of this and the criticism is the system at play. Whether it's a criticism of the system in this show or just the systems that exist in the real world, right? Of politics and power and domination. But yeah, this was a really good episode. and I'm excited to get into more kind of criticism of systems of power and ambition. And I think this is really the underlying theme of this show, is the criticism of the authoritative systems that control society, right? I think that's the main theme of this show. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.